Besties, I know. Look at the calendar. It is officially May. But listen, when your April wrap-up include the grand finale of one of the Danmei series that you have loved since the beginning, I think you can cut me some slack there, right? Please get me a free pass for being late. Today we're diving deep into everything that I read during last month. So if you're looking for some new BL recommendations, stay here because this video is for you. We have some of the sweetest and most wholesome comfort mangas, some incredible new discoveries for Danmei, and of course the emotional conclusion of a Danmei series that has stolen our heart. So grab a snack, grab your drink, get comfy, and let's get into it. And we're starting with Danmei. The first Danmei that I got to finish during April was Legend of Exorcism. This Danmei has been looking at me from my shelves, I don't even know since when. And to be honest, when I first started this one, I wasn't that sure that this was gonna be my thing. I didn't get hooked up since the very beginning. However, I gave it a second chance and continued reading and ended up being a really great one. We have here the most naive 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐬 cinnamon roll that leaves his mountain home to come to the city and join the great department of demonic exorcism. Obviously, there he will meet our main lead, most determined but also the unluckiest commander, 𝐁𝐨𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐦𝐸. As usual, please forgive my pronunciation because I do my best. What I love the most about this Danmei was actually how chaotic, fun, and also found family dynamic of the department of exorcism. I love that we have different characters and that the story is not only focused in our main character as it usually happens, right? Like we have here really interesting side characters that I'm pretty sure they will have a bunch of things hidden for us during the rest of volumes. So if you're looking for a fun story and also entertaining one, I would recommend this one. I have to say though, even though I enjoy it and I'm really glad that I give it a second chance to finish it, it didn't give me this kind of anxiety, you know, that you really want to know what is gonna happen next, right? So in my case, I didn't get volume 2 yet. It was a nice story. I will give it 3.5 stars out of 5. And most probably I will come to it later. Because for what I hear from you guys, this is a really nice story. I mean, you have to keep in mind this was only volume 1, right? But obviously I have other titles that I want to prioritize. So we'll see when I will be back with this too. But absolutely pretty fun and adorable. Now we're moving to what I believe was the highlight of last month, the grand finale of Erha, the Husky, and his white cat Shizun. And I have a bunch of things to say, but I'm gonna try to summarize everything. So if you haven't read these 2 volumes, I'm gonna say already I gave them 5 stars, but I'm gonna probably be giving some spoilers now. So if you haven't read these 2, please skip this part and continue with the rest of the video. Obviously, I have to start by talking about volume 9. Wow. This volume for me is the most heartbreaking one in the entire series, and if you read this, I'm pretty sure that you can agree with me. In the trial of Moran in the pavilion, seeing him being extremely judged and almost pushing him to his last moments of life, it was devastating. But that was nothing compared to the moment that 𝐁𝐸𝐽 rescued him and spent the last moment of Moran's life together. Oof, I'm getting emotional just remembering that part. 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐞𝐬𝐭𝐚𝐦𝐻𝐬 confession was beautiful, and I think like all of us could celebrate that finally this conflicted man finally put his heart out there in the open. I mean, how this part of this volume is not gonna be heartbreaking. We spent 8 volumes with Moran. And I know that Moran and 𝐁𝐨𝐵𝐤𝐬 are the same person, but I'm pretty sure we all can agree that Moran and 𝐁𝐨𝐵𝐤𝐬 for us are 2 different persons, right? After spending 8 volumes, seeing Moran growing up, realizing his mistake, trying to redeem himself from his past actions, and also getting to fall in love with 𝐁𝐴 deeply. Obviously, when you see him in his last moment, I'm pretty sure that all of us cry. I'm not gonna continue, if not, this video is gonna be all about Erha, but basically that moment was devastating for all of us, and also one of the things that truly pissed me off was seeing Moran becoming a wandering soul, and us ended up with 𝐁𝐨𝐵𝐤𝐬 body. I felt that that was really unfair, but obviously we got the redemption in volume 10. Volume 10 was an emotional roller coaster that beautifully ties up all the different threads, including 𝐁𝐴 and 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐻𝐤𝐴 Binang. It felt overwhelming because obviously we got a bunch of different information going on. I think this feeling happened from basically volume 8, kind of. You get to know a lot of things that were hidden. But for me, what I love the most about the ending was finally seeing Moran and 𝐁𝐴 happy. And here I'm gonna point out specifically 𝐁𝐴. Not only because the crazy amount of suffering that this beautiful man has been going through seeing his entire life, but actually seeing him being selfish for the very first time and deciding that he was gonna do what he wanted to do. Stop being the immortal 𝐁𝐴, stop being the adored one, stop being the one that is there for everyone, always ready to put himself first, always helping others. Now it was time for him to actually and finally rest. Obviously, his choice was go and live away from everyone with Moran, seeing them in their own happy place, like in their own little world, finally enjoying life. Their love together was beautiful. And even though they are living away from the world, let's say, I think it's really heartwarming the fact that they keep in touch with 𝐁𝐴. And obviously here we got to experience the first extras with the alternative universe side story. For me, the last paragraph of this volume was the perfect ending. I already said this in one of my shorts. I'm not gonna read you the entire paragraph, but just the last phrase. Those who love deeply will always meet again. And if you read the extras, you understand actually why. Once again, we got to confirm that Moran and 𝐁𝐴 were fated since the beginning. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter in which universe, in which world, they will always end up finding each other and falling in love. And I think that is extremely beautiful. And last but not least, about the grand finale of Erha, because as I said, I don't want to make this video only about Erha. Another thing that I love a lot is seeing our most tragic side couple having a second chance in the alternative universe extra. That truly healed my heart. And the last Danmei that I read during April was an absolutely beautiful discovery. It was a fan translation and it was a modern Danmei. The name is 4 o'clock flower. This is a really grounded, a mature Danmei about the unexpected bond between an university teacher and a hairdresser, and how impactful can be meeting a certain someone in your life. This was truly a hidden gem and I absolutely adored it. And I think it was the perfect Danmei for me to find after reading Erha. One of the things that I love the most is how realistic it feels actually, the main character relationship. Their chemistry is amazing, but also it's really beautiful to see how a profound love can be formed between two people that walks entirely different lives. This Danmei also talks about homophobia, complicated family relationships, the process of working on your trust issues, forgiving yourself, and healing from your past traumas. Again, I want to point out here how realistic the relationship feels, even more at the end when they are already together, because they are two adults with their own life. Here you won't find two people that will put everything aside and just focus on their loved one. No, they both have family to attend to, both have childs to raise, so it is pretty refreshing, to be honest. So if you're looking for a new modern Danmei, which is gonna be a light read and will give you comfort, I think you should add this one to your TBR. And now we're moving to mangas. And I'm gonna start with the fluffy and wholesome story, Nagahama To Be or Not To Be, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I don't have Volume 1 now here with me, but I did a reread during last month before I started with Volume 2. Here we have friends to lovers, which, as I said in my last video from my April BL haul, is truly not my cup of tea. However, I will be interested to continue reading about these two, absolutely, and even more now that I have the physical copies, but it's not a title that will keep me thinking about it and being unable to sleep, let's say. First of all, breathtaking, beautiful art. I mean, you just have to look at them. It is a really healthy and precious story. So if you love green flag and specifically you love this kind of stories with a slightly spicy maturity while maintaining the core sweetness, this is for you. And I gave this one 3.5. Moving now to one of my favorite office romance couple, another green flag, and a truly amazing surprise because I never thought I was gonna get more about these two. 10 things I want to do before I turn 40, Volume 2. If you follow me, you probably have seen me talking about these two several times already. If I said that Nagahama To Be or Not To Be was the perfect BL to read for a wholesome time after a sad or angst BL, this is another example, but this is for the ones that love older couples like myself. Seeing these two continue being together, how they try to balance their personal relationship with their work relationship, it was pretty fun. What I loved the most actually was seeing how human both are, in the sense that we started Volume 1 seeing Suzume, how he spent all his life around work. Actually, he has missed a lot of things in life and how amazing it was for him to experience little and ordinary things for the first time, right? But here in Volume 2, we realize that also our main character may won't be that perfect, may won't be always that confident as we may thought at the beginning. And I think that make them more human and that make this relationship feel more realistic. I truly enjoyed it. As I said, for me it was a huge surprise having this one, and even more now knowing that we're gonna have a Volume 3, okay? I give it 4 stars. Last but definitely not least, because I did a reread and body read this time of my #1 favorite BL manga. Happy of the end. Last month I read volume 1 and volume 2. As I said, I read it with a friend and it was truly amazing because getting someone else reading your favorite BL manga for the first time and actually getting their feedback is always awesome. Let me tell you, you won't find in me this kind of picky person that will get mad at you if you don't like their favorite story. Not at all, bestie. Not at all. Like, I'm totally fine if you tell me this was total garbage for you. I will be like, why? But I definitely will never judge you because I understand that everyone has different tastes and obviously I cannot make you love the same things that I do. With that being said, I got good feedback, so that's even better. And I think I probably would do a video entirely about this series because there is a lot of things to be said. This BL truly touches my soul with an incredible power and it has a really special place in my heart. I would always give it 5 stars. However, volume 1 is not that easy or appealing to read, but it's what builds you the background and put you in the situation in which kind of world this story is based. To summarize, this is a story about 2 broken men that has been treated as garbage, as disposable for the rest of people, and 2 broken men that finally found, first of all, a reason to keep going, and then someone who needs them. And that will be it for my reading wrap up of April. And as you can already see, I do have a kind of different background. Someone did her homework and reorganized her shelves, even adding new space. So you can already know that the next video will be finally my BL collection tour. But before we reach that, I truly would love to know if you read some of the titles that I talk about today. I'm pretty sure that Erha, yes, because we've been commenting about that. Curious to know about the mangas, actually. I know that I talk way more about Danmei here, because actually this year looks like I am in my Danmei era, and the majority of things that I read are actually Danmei. But I truly enjoy mangas as well, so I would love to know from you which are the best BL mangas that you read and which one would you recommend me to give it a go, because I'm really looking forward to continue expanding my BL collection little by little. And with that being said, thank you for watching. I will be hanging out in the comments as always, and as usual, I hope you have an amazing day and see you in the next video. Ciao.